Hi, I'm Jane Velez Mitchell with Jane Unchained, and I am here with
Donnie Moss from theirturn.net.
And we are talking to Carol Davis, journalist and activist extraordinaire in Los Angeles. Now, Carol, you broke the story of Ellen DeGeneres, who has gained world fame as a vegan and an animal activist, starting a leather shoe line. Tell us how you broke the story.
Well, I was reading Women's Wear Daily because I love fashion. Even though I'm a vegan, I think there's a lot of vegan fashion out there. And so I'm reading Women's Wear Daily, which I like, and I see an announcement the other day that Ellen DeGeneres is out there at Bergdorf Goodman celebrating her new home decor and clothing line. So, you know, being a fan of Ellen's and a fellow vegan, I went and looked at her line on her website, and I thought it was really great. You know, there's lots of great home decor stuff and so on, and lots of cute little things with dogs and goats on it and everything else. And then I went to see if I could maybe buy something. So I go over to the Bergdorf Goodman site, and they've got a whole other line of ED by Ellen merchandise that was not on Ellen's website, and those included some leather boots. So I was really shocked at that because, you know, as a vegan who's a fan of Ellen's, it was a little surprising. So I didn't believe that they were leather, even though they were listed on Bergdorf.com as leather, right? So yeah, I didn't believe it. I call up, you know, the company that she's working with, that she made the big deal with, and that is the Camuto Group, C-A-M-U-T-O, Camuto. They're one of the biggest leather makers in the United States. They're the ones who did the shoes for Jessica Simpson and Tory Burch, and they have factories all over the place, including Brazil. You know, I spoke to several different people who confirmed to me that the boots by Ellen are indeed genuine leather and genuine suede and nubuck and so on and so forth. You know, I've made quite a few calls to find out some confirmation on this, and found out that the Camuto Group is proud of the fact that the Ellen boots are leather, and I just wanted to make sure. So I called Bergdorf.com and I wrote to them and found out that, you know, they confirmed that the Ellen boots, the Ed by Ellen boots, are indeed leather and suede and nubuck. So I found out that they were proud of the fact that they were leather. They also sent it to me in writing that they are leather and indeed suede.
I know that you're a vegan now, and so you eat no meat, right? No eggs, no dairy products. You had a vegan wedding when you and Portia got married. It's been almost about a year and 8 months or so that we've been vegan, but I read Skinny Bitch first, and then I forced myself to watch a documentary called Earthlings, and it's inside footage of factory farms and dairy farms, and you just see that and you go, I can't participate in that. I can't be a part of something that is suffering, and it's 50 billion animals a year that are killed.
I wanted to make sure that Ellen knew that she was selling leather goods. You know, she's an out vegan. And I called up her company and I spoke to several people. You know, are these boots leather or aren't they, right? I want to know. I'm a vegan and I want to buy your line, right? So they were like, well, we'll have to call you back. We don't have this information at this time. You know, why are you asking? I thought that was the weirdest question coming from a cruelty-free line. You know, it's like, I want to know because I'm a vegan, and if I'm going to buy the boots, I want to know that they're vegan, right? Like any other vegan.
You raised an important point because it's very hard to tell just by looking whether something is leather, although they do have the stamp. And what's interesting is, to check this out, Donnie and I went to Bergdorf Goodman today, and we walked around the store and we found vegan shoes. Stella McCartney is working with Adidas, and they had some great vegan items on display. There were plenty of cloth synthetics. So that's what's so shocking, is that there are alternatives. Now, I just want to say this. I've been a huge fan of Ellen. I am a lesbian, and one of the reasons I was able to come out is that Ellen came out, and I remember being at Sports Club LA on the treadmill the day, the camera's shaking, the day that the TV sitcom was on, and Ellen was on the loudspeaker at the airport. Remember that famous scene? She announced that she was gay, and something clicked inside me. So Ellen has always been one of my heroes. And I'm a vegan, so she was a double hero. this was really shocking to me and upsetting. By the way, they're not on sale at this moment inside the 5th Avenue and 57th Street Bergdorf store, but we did check and we did see them online, and you're right.
And we're all just so sad because there is an opportunity here to stop production, because I don't really know how many millions of people know that how many millions of cows are dying for the leather industry. And I would hope that someone like Ellen, who has a heart enough to go vegan, and I don't just mean, you know, healthful, diet-related vegan, I mean ethical vegan. An ethical vegan, which is an ethic, not a lifestyle, it's an ethic. So you would think that somebody like her, who claims to be an ethical vegan after watching the movie Earthlings, would know that the leather industry is as cruel as the fur industry. Leather, let's face it, is the skin when the hair is taken off. So it's the same thing as fur, isn't it?
Her decision to sell skin as fabric is so inconsistent with what we've seen her say on TV as really a spokesperson for, you know, a cruelty-free lifestyle or a vegan ethic. And so I want to give her the benefit of the doubt for a minute here. I want to see what she says, because she knows, as a spokesman for cruelty-free issues, that skin is not fabric. So I can't wait to hear how she addresses this scandal.
So we can't say that she doesn't know, because her business partner, Mr. Birch, gave an interview to Women's Wear Daily stating that he was thrilled to work with Ellen because Ellen is so committed to being in control of every detail of her line. Now, somebody who's tweaking a shoe, how does she not know that it's leather? So I think you're, Donnie, you're right. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Wink, wink, we know she knows. But she can still stop it. There's an opportunity for her to stop production. The cows that have been killed for these shoes, they're gone. But do we need to kill any more?
We don't need to kill anymore. And, you know, Ellen, again, if you happen to see this, I know that this has gone viral on the web. I know there's a lot of articles, there's open letters, there's a petition. You know, it's an opportunity to say, oops, it won't happen again. And, you know, it was an oversight. And guess what? I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to have a whole vegan line. And I think everybody would applaud, everybody who's compassionate, and say, okay, we've all made mistakes. We've all struggled with various issues, and it's fine. Nobody's perfect. Nobody wants to pass judgment. But the truth is that it's been very, very disappointing for millions of vegans and vegetarians. And yes, there are millions of us out here. We may not number in rates that equal the carnivore population, but we're growing, and we're a great demographic, and we're also, many of us, gay. You're gay, I'm gay. No, it's just, frankly, I'm stumped why you would do this. I just can't. Donnie, do you have any thought?
Well, I'd be curious, Carol, can you even begin to guess why somebody who's so, you know, who gets up on stage and talks about being a vegan and coming out as a vegan would do this? Can you even begin to hypothesize what's going on here?
I sure can, Donnie and Jane. I have a feeling that, like everyone else, she's imperfect, I'm imperfect, we're all imperfect. There are those vegans who say, you know, there's no such thing as a pure vegan. As we walk on our wood floors, which were once habitats, as we type on our computers, which are made by slaves in China, no one is perfect. That's true. However, knowing that she's involved in the minutia of the manufacturing of her line, and knowing that when she was signing on the dotted line with Camuto, which is one of the biggest leather manufacturers in the country, she had to know in the back of her head that this might be a problem at some point down the line. And that problem has arrived today. I do hypothesize, and unfortunately, that hypothesis leads me to think that it's all about the almighty dollar. And one of the reasons that we vegans and vegetarians and animal welfare advocates are so saddened by this is because we would hope that someone's character, the content of their character, is more important than the money.
She's got so much money.
That's what doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's what doesn't make sense. I have to say, I saw Ellen at a huge Prop 2 party in LA.
We love animals, and anything we can do to help them out when they're treated in this way. I think most people grow up completely ignorant to how that food gets on your table. And when you're actually confronted with it and you see how animals are raised, it's just wrong.
They were there and they inspired all of us. The whole point of the Prop 2 party was to get pigs out of gestation crates and calves out of veal crates. So she was frontlining an event to help cows, in essence, baby cows.
She's also made a statement, I don't remember it verbatim, saying why she went vegan. She had watched a movie called Earthlings that we amongst ourselves, we all know the movie very well, by Sean Monson. And it's a devastating movie that would make anybody a vegan if they're willing to watch it. And she saw the movie and said, I went vegan because I couldn't stand the disconnect anymore with what was in my plate. Well, okay, so the boots are not in your plate, Ellen, but they're on your feet, and they're going to be on millions of feet because, Jessica Simpson made $900 million. They made $900 million being as popular as she is. With that kind of a fan base, she's going to sell a lot of boots. And it's just really sad. It's the moral about face is something that is just shocking to us, and we just hope that Ellen sees the light here. Sometimes with people, the movie wears off, and they forget about the suffering of cows, and there's dollar signs everywhere. I mean, Hollywood is a place where it's never enough. No matter how famous you are, no matter how rich you are, it's never quite enough. We all know that chasing that phantom results in incomprehensible demoralization at the end of the day. It's not a winning game, Ellen, because even if you sell 1 million of these shoes and hundreds of thousands of cows die a horrible death, or even a nice death, okay? Cows who didn't ask to die, it's not going to be worth the money you make.
It's not going to change her lifestyle. What else could she possibly have that she doesn't already?